So since the debut of Dragon Ball Super episode 118, many people have been talking about the final scene involving Beerus and Champa saying goodbye whenever Champa, along with all of Universe 6 and 2, were erased. Now, at the very end of the episode, Beerus says something that I found to be very interesting. When Colton and I watched the episode together, we instantly thought the same thing when it pertains to what Beerus was saying. And I've watched a few YouTube videos of people's reviews of the episode, and they've said a few different things that weren't exactly in line with what I was thinking. They could very much well be correct, but I wanted to give my idea out there because I think it may point towards something happening in the future. Now, what Beerus exactly said was, quote, "say something," and he said this facing the arena as soon as Champa had disappeared. And a lot of people took this as Beerus talking about Champa or to Champa, or even about himself to say something to Champa, but I don't think that's at all what was going on. I mean, it very well could be, but I've noticed a theme, and many others probably have as well, in the Tournament of Power, and that's following a universe's erasure. A lot of the cast seem to be very upset and very angry, and it's slowly building, and you can especially see this within Vegeta, Beerus, and Gohan, I'd say, and Piccolo. They've probably shown it the most that following each time a universe is destroyed, they're getting more and more upset and angry with the Grand Priest. And it's definitely directed towards him because, well, the Grand Priest is always the one that says, and the universe will be erased. And Goku and everybody else always make eye contact with him after this happens because they don't like it, obviously. That's billions and trillions of people being erased at once, so obviously they're going to be upset, but I feel like this is building, and I feel like in the back of my mind that Beerus definitely wasn't talking about, I shouldn't say definitely, Beerus wasn't talking about Champa or himself in this example. I feel like he was saying something to Whis, maybe behind him, as in, say something to the Grand Priest, like, something needs to be done, this is bad, this is going too far. And that's kind of the way that I see it. Because if they say that Dragon Ball Super is going to end in March of 2018, there's only 15 minutes left in this tournament. Now, I'm not the only one that believes this, but something is going to happen at the end of Goku and Jiren's fight that's going to lead into the full main villain of this arc. Like right now we have the final boss Jiren, but now we're gonna have the post-game boss possibly being the Grand Priest, and maybe even the Angels. My personal idea for this would be the Grand Priest has some sort of mind control ability over all of the Angels, so even if Whis and Vados wanted to fight alongside Universe 6 and 7, they could be forced to fight against them, which could be interesting. Or Champa and Vados could be the only Angels in the tournament to fight alongside the gods and the mortals against the Grand Priest and the other angels. That's just a thought because the other angels didn't seem to be too upset whenever their universe was erased. Some of them obviously did seem a little bit upset, but not to the extent that Vados was whenever Champa was about to be erased. And then Whis, of course, would be very upset because he's grown to have a very strong relationship with Beerus, Goku, and Vegeta. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you do want to go to that extra step, I implore you to re-watch the end of Dragon Ball Super episode 118 and listen to what Beerus says, and keep in mind what I had said during this video, just that he was possibly saying it to Whis, saying, say something to the Grand Priest, say something to the Omni King, this is going too far. Maybe even the other God of Destructions are becoming upset with this as well, and Beerus can sense that. Or maybe they can talk to each other through their minds. It's another thing that we're able to see. This is all getting into like super headcanon theories, but it's very interesting the different ways that they can make this go. One last thing I want to say before we go, and that's that Beerus, in my mind, is a very intelligent character. And I believe that the way he should be written is that he is as intelligent as the viewer, which isn't very hard to beat, but there's so many things that are pointing towards the Grand Priest being evil that the viewers, like us, have been picking up on, that maybe Beerus could be the viewer in this example, you know. Beerus is sitting down, seeing that all of this is just not right, like this is fucked, like he does not think this is cool, and he realizes that something needs to be done. That's kind of the way that I see it. I don't think that Beerus is the type of character that can just sit back and let all these people shit on him. and get erased, because he knows what's going down is fucked, and maybe he knows that the Grand Priest is up to some shit. Maybe it's not really a secret within the gods. Maybe they understand that this is like a corrupt system and they just haven't said anything. We're not exactly sure, but we will find out in the future. Thank you for watching, and I will see you